This week, economic fear, loathing, and stagflation for today's retirees. Welcome back to the Industry Leader Update. The genie is out of the bottle. Inflation has returned and is wreaking havoc on the American economy, the middle class, and working poor. Last week, World Bank President David Malpass warned repeatedly that stagflation could be returning, and he cited similarities in the money policy and environments that he saw in the 1970s. Stagflation, slow growth or stagnation of the economy coupled with high prices. It's a toxic mix for any economy. However, for retirees, inflation is the nightmare scenario that erodes their ability to maintain their same standard of living, despite having faithfully set aside money for retirement for decades. Consequently, retirees have a handful of choices to help compensate for the increasing costs of living. They can increase their systematic retirement withdrawals, reduce expenses, return to work part-time, or tap into existing assets. Seniors fear outliving their money more than death itself, and who can blame them? And knowing that, financial advisors typically create a plan for sustained withdrawals. That is a projected amount of money that can be taken from an account each month during a retiree's lifetime without prematurely exhausting those funds, savings, or investments before they die. Now, typically these plans work, but we're not living in typical times. Year to date, the stock market is down 13%. Annually adjusted inflation is just over 8%, and hyperinflated home values are now beginning to show signs of softening or declining. The cost of servicing consumer debt has also increased thanks to the Federal Reserve's series of interest rate hikes, and it may be too little too late to rein in inflation. All this could leave retirees exceeding their planned withdrawal target from retirement and investment accounts. And even worse, making withdrawals from an investment account when the stock's or its value is down makes those losses realized or permanent. And that destroys their dollar cost averaging and compound growth. That said, despite any rational discussion of money, the fact is emotions drive most decision making related to finance and retirement. Most of our decisions around money are emotional. No amount of nitty-gritty knowledge about interest rates will change that, wrote Lindsay Bryan Povin in a June 6th Fox blog post. Now, this explains some of the more irrational choices we've seen some of our reverse mortgage clients make. It may also explain the general reluctance of the older homeowner to tap into their accumulated home equity or value. Nevertheless, at some point, emotions are going to have to give way to reality. Just ask anyone who's lost a job or suffered a disability that decimated their income. Crisis and need have a way of dispelling our most closely held notions. And the notion that one's home's accumulated value is sacrosanct may be aging badly thanks to the unexpected. Retirees should feel no shame in having unforeseen economic forces set upon their best laid plans. After all, who could have anticipated that economists and policymakers once again would be asleep at the switch and allow inflation to derail our economy and their purchasing power? And who could have anticipated the wide-ranging after effects of a worldwide pandemic and our response? Now, if you can find such a person, they should be your trusted financial advisor. In today's economy, it's both regrettable and reckless to ignore what is the largest financial asset for 2/3 of American retirees. That is their home. Regrettable for those who wait too long or get bad advice until interest rates or falling home values put a reverse mortgage out of reach, and reckless for those financial advisors or mortgage originators and brokers who blindly poo-poo reverse mortgages to the financial peril of those that they're pledged to help. Now is the time for homeowners, financial professionals, and mortgage brokers to put aside their notions that are based in bias and instead to embrace the reality that most retirees are facing at this present moment. Now, what are your thoughts? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and if you'd be so kind as to share today's video using the social media links on this page, or you can put it on your Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And don't forget, we do have a YouTube channel. You can catch each and every one of our episodes, and you can also subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you want to get reverse mortgage news, there's no subscription or membership required. You can do that actually by just simply listening to our weekly podcast, Heckam World Weekly, here at this website, heckhamworld.com, or if you're an Apple or iTunes user, you can do that also on Apple iTunes and subscribe there as well. Thanks again for joining us, and have a great week.